And that's why I'm not allowed in the playground at Cobham Services anymore. And we're live.
You are now listening to Radio Rufus.
We're putting right what we did wrong, and by we, I really mean editor Matt when he accidentally downloaded loads of viruses and horse onto the Office hard drive and deleted the episode, the fantastic episode we had recorded with Australian legend Liam Dowling. But we've righted our wrongs. This is cosmic karma coming back into realignment, everything falling into its right place, fitting perfectly, even though we didn't measure it at all. Welcome back. Every week, we bring you the latest and greatest in news, sports, games, atrocities, tragedies, and shanter, which stands for banter around the world, with a little vintage twist. That's right. We are like turkeys. It's coming up to Christmas, so I thought this was appropriate.
Festive.
With a lemon rammed up our asses and a load of herbs rubbed into our skin, marinating in the Christmas oven. So let's welcome Liam Dowling back to the podcast. He's agreed to come in again. We're not going to delete the footage this time. And Liam, can I just say, you are looking fantastic. There was actually a moment earlier where you caught yourself in the camera and you were like, wow, I look fit.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd put in a bit more effort this time because I'm fucking here again. A big, long trek. I feel like I'm in an episode of Groundhog Day and I'm just always going to be on here.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just going to be like, oh, wait, I'm back on fucking Radio Rufus.
Are you free next week, by the way?
Yeah, I'll come back on.
Nice.
That's what I feel like every week.
Well, thanks for having me on again. I'm glad to be the first ever reoccurring guest on the show, and I am going to count it because I have been on technically twice now, so...
It does count, yeah.
It was funny because last time he sent me a message after the show saying, wasn't my best performance. You know, that wasn't great. I was feeling a bit tired. So now he's come back to redeem himself after we deleted his crap performance.
And I've smoked crack, so I'm ready to go. I'm really up and about today.
It was a good episode, and we do have the photos to prove that it exists.
Why don't you suck me off?
I might do.
No, I was pretty violently hung. You know when you get like the violent hangover-shaped nerves, and you're like, you're probably a bit too young because hangovers haven't started to hit you yet. But when you get up to my age, 24... you'll start to get like, I just like come to and I'm like, I'm like, where am I? I had that.
You were pretty fucked with like a 3-day hangover last week, wasn't it? Or 2 weeks ago?
That was me.
Yeah. Remember after the Becky episode?
Oh, Christ, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I went on this massive night out and then I ended up taking an Uber from some random girl's house at 7:30 in the morning back to North London where I had to drop off someone's house keys that I had. Except that's just peak rush hour. So it took me an hour and a half to go through the Greenwich Tunnel and all of North London. Really hungover. So, and everyone else was getting up for work. It was a Monday morning. I'd gone out on a Sunday night.
I had a pretty big weekend.
It seems like it.
You two were both invited and neither of you came.
Yeah.
What was it?
I just didn't.
Ben's birthday.
Oh, yeah, I was canoeing.
I was at the front of the canoe.
Yeah, we were both in the
I heard that it was your anniversary.
I completely forgot about it.
Oh, that is what? How long of an
like forgot about your anniversary?
Yeah. Until like Thursday.
What anniversary? If it's not 2 years.
It is 2 years.
Yeah, you're lucky. If you were like, oh, it's 8 months, I would have been like, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, no, I don't do month ones.
Aidan Rafferty celebrate an anniversary.
It's a bit of fine dining.
Where'd you go?
Morley's.
From all the Americans out there, that's like going to, I don't know, KFC?
Nah, it's like going to...
Popeyes?
Nah, maybe something shitter. I don't think they have anything like it.
No.
It's such a uniquely British thing.
It's like deliberately getting food poisoning.
Yeah.
That's what, for Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What'd you actually do?
Actually did just go for dinner.
Where
a few
at?
drinks.
Nice. Yeah.
Stop asking me so many questions.
I'm curious because
then after that, obviously, you gave us some earth-shattering pipe, but we don't need to.
He did the dead whale with her, just the side hump.
Anyway, Liam is back, the Australian TikToker and podcaster, and less nitty half of Nan's favourites is the duo he has with this other crackhead. When we first met, you were living in a trap house in East London. I now understand you now live in a trap house in South London.
Southwest London, yeah.
So we're moving up.
Yeah. If you're my address, it's 24 Albert Street, Southwest London, SW910G.
I saw you come up with that.
Fuck. I wanted to have it a bit more so people actually thought it was
not like
It's close.
We'll cut that.
Nah, leave it. I fucking want the challenge.
Yeah, a few people coming to your door.
Do you ever just think about leaking your own address just to see what happens?
Well, it happened to, you remember Luke Bennett? He's a TikToker.
Benno, yeah. Fuck yeah, I love Benno.
He's a
I have no
TikToker
idea who that is. I have no idea.
He's a TikToker that looks like Cole Palmer before he was good at football. And he leaked his address and it became this like big meme. And then like every day people were sending him like 20 curries on delivery.
That's
like,
fucking alright.
Yeah.
People just turning up, sending him all through the day, all through the night, just sending him like single slices of cheese from Wetherspoons.
Have you ever done the QR code on your story, on your Insta story?
Yeah, you
because
should
it's
send
not
like
funny.
beans or something.
No, it's not meant to be funny. It's fucking great. Ben and I did it in Melbourne, and we were getting like cocktails,
Yeah.
everything. People were sending us like 10 orders of gravy, and with like you can leave notes. So people were leaving like essay notes about like weird shit, and the staff were like, oh, we're being cool about it, but like don't do it on like a Saturday or something because we'd get annoyed. But there was just like all these messages being like, I'm not gonna say it because you can't say it on air, but like shit like that, and just leaving us like mashed potatoes.
This didn't work with my audience because I gave this a go, right? First thing I got was the Mangalorean vegetable curry.
Where the fuck did you do it?
It's not Wetherspoons.
Wetherspoons Gatwick Airport, South Terminal.
Yeah, see, we've thought about doing Wetherspoons because we don't have that big of a British audience, so we're like, it wouldn't be too intense.
Yeah.
I got two absolute shitters of dishes. So the Mangalorean curry, and then the next one was just a single slice of cheese on a plate. And then I was like, this is not worth it.
Yeah.
So I just.
Well, your
deleted
audience
it.
is probably like, fuck, this guy's rich enough. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh, my audience actively want my career to end. They root for my downfall.
Well, they're not the only one.
Anyway, we usually do a segment on this where we look up people's names and then pretend that other people with the same name have those achievements. So you can either be a researcher at the University of Queen's, writing bangers such as modelling optimal flight initiation distance between nesting birds, or a rapist on season 25, episode 4 of Law and Order.
I'll take the latter.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I think it
Your
resonates
performance.
a bit more. I resonate a bit more with that role.
Yeah.
I think I can.
It works
ease
with
into
your
that.
outfit.
Yeah, I think I can get into that.
You're a method actor as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll have to go do some serious prep for this role.
Coming soon to a school near you, Liam Dowling. Also, don't forget to subscribe so Aidan can get his Christmas bonus and finally get that hair reduction that he's wanted. He's actually one of the hairiest.
boner.
He's actually one of the hairiest man of all time. If you're wondering where all that turkey hair comes from,
just my
Aidan
chest.
donates to Turkey.
I think I could fix every hairline in the fellas just with the hair from my ass crack.
What's the?
And that's like, we're talking like Calfreezy and stuff. That's a lot of work.
What's the sub goal?
30K.
What they do, the fellas, the suits at the company, they set you an impossible target
Yeah.
and then offer you loads of money if you hit it, but it's absolutely pointless.
Loads of money is in the £25 Toby Carvery voucher. that you
Oh,
spoke of.
you want to hear something fucked? So Ben and I just got like we just did this I don't know. Surely I'm allowed to say this. We did this Movember like deal like charity thing where we just posted for Movember because it's the right thing to do. And so initially,
Donate to the charity.
I'll
post about it, but they can't have my fucking
basically
money.
they were like, set the goal, and if you hit the goal, you have to do a dare. So we put it on our story like, if we get our donation goal, we have to do this dare. It's like a good cause. And initially they were like, set it as 10 grand. And then they were like, oh no, we want you to change it to 5 grand because it's a bit more achievable. And guess how much we fucking raised? This is how shit our audience is because they just do not care.
$56.
$250. And one person donated 100 of it.
So 250 Australian.
Yeah, so like
That's 120 quid.
mate, I was like, I felt so bad. We did an extra story because we're like,
Yeah.
by the way, it's not going to us. Like the money's going to charity, and no one cared. No one did anything. Like that's it.
It's not even worth trying with my audience.
Oh,
Did you use that money for Ben's birthday? In the
what, 250.
Yeah.
I don't know where that goes. I don't know how the website works. It kind of seems a bit.
It probably just got pocketed by the admins.
Yeah.
The last time we were out for pints, one of them fuckers with a card machine came over looking donations, and I was sat like a week before payday, absolutely skint, and this prick put a tenner on it, and I was just sat there whenever it got to me. I was like, "Did you take £2 options?"
Wait, did I do? I thought I did 5.
I think you done 10.
If they get me when I've had a couple beers, I'm like, hey, fuck, what is money? I'm for the people. and if they catch me when it's like I'm hungover and I checked my account balance, I'll tell them to go fucking kill themselves. I won't do that.
Speaking of killing people, let's get into it with not news. And we start with Thanksgiving news, which I think is an American tradition where every year they eat disgusting food like sweet potato covered in marshmallows and then celebrate massacring innocent locals. 55-year-old, you're going to like this, LaChunda Johnson.
It's the best name of all time. I think.
That is not real.
LaChunda Johnson.
LaChunda?
Yeah, from Memphis.
What does that person look like?
I've got a picture of LaChunda right here.
That is exactly what... I feel like that's a Disney Channel actor. I feel like she's an actor from Disney Channel.
What fucking TV show?
Like she's like a crazy lunch lady in one of them.
She does look like a lunch lady.
She looks like a crazy lunch lady in like Zack and Cody or something. Fucking, she's a Disney Channel lunch lady.
She definitely gets pranked on iCarly. LaChunda Johnson. She really captured the spirit of the occasion after shanking her daughter and grandson during this year's festivities. Officers said the daughter had been arguing with LaChunda after she pushed her own grandson in the kitchen. The victim then said she looked away and then was charged with a knife she had gotten from the kitchen. LaChunda Johnson then fled the house and was later located in the 3600 block of Casaza Road, which I looked it up because I thought that was going to be like the hood.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like the woods.
Wait, so
Nothing there.
they were telling her name sucks and she stabbed him
Well, she pushed her grandson.
Yeah.
because he said her name shit.
Her daughter got pissed off.
Yeah.
So they both got stabbed.
Did they die?
No, they got stabbed in the hand.
Oh, that's all right. That's a bit of discipline.
Yeah.
That's a bit of like 1950s discipline. Bring that shit back.
She stabbed both of them in the hand as well, so it's pretty good
Oh,
accuracy.
yeah, fucking, she's done well there.
Yeah.
Big ups LaChunda.
They missed the trick not calling this Shanksgiving.
Shanksgiving's really nice.
Yeah.
Another Aidan Rafferty classic right there.
It's the fucking pun master here.
Then she got put into cuffs by the oppos. According to witnesses, she may have been intoxicated at the time of the incident. May have been. What do you think?
But
a good chance.
Where was it in the South?
It's in Memphis.
They're drinking fucking straight Jack
Moonshine?
Daniels in there. Like that, she would have been off the bottle.
It was brewed in the hills.
She probably taped one to her hand.
She does look like an alcoholic, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, she looks like she smoked ice in that. Look at the sores on her face.
It looks like she stabbed herself.
No,
She looks like the woman I saw injecting outside Exeter Sainsbury's.
Ben and I talked about a story on, I think it was Thanksgiving last year on our pod, and it was this mum, or this, I think it was the daughter stabbed her mum to death because she smoked crack and didn't give her any.
Mate, to be
What the
fair,
fuck is happening in America for Thanksgiving?
sharing is caring.
Yeah, literally. If you're going to smoke crack at the table, I reckon it's like, if you're bringing it for the class, you better bring it. What's the saying that they all said at school? If you're eating snacks, you've got to bring enough for the whole class.
Yeah.
Maybe that was an Australian
Does that
thing.
apply to fucking crack cocaine?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Do you think they smoke up on like Christmas, like having a bit of crack for Christmas? Put a bit of crack under the tree for
Maybe
mum.
in LaChunda's house.
Do you reckon you'll ever
Crack from
try
Santa.
hard, like drugs that hard?
Nah,
Like
I don't
heroin?
think I could.
no.
I reckon if I was terminally ill, I'm giving heroin.
Oh well,
Yeah, that's different.
If I'm on my deathbed, I'm definitely mainlining heroin and then skydiving out of a plane into a active volcano.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Or like, but what about if you just like, what about if you get to 67 and you've got no wife and kids and you're just sitting around one day and you're like, fuck, should I just smoke meth?
You've got nothing to lose at that stage.
You've thought about this
Of course I've thought
before,
about
yeah.
it. I'm more excited
You
to
strike
go.
me as the sort of guy who could obtain meth quite easily.
Oh,
You know, if you guys.
I've never thought about that. Maybe I should do a challenge for YouTube.
I reckon if we did a meth speed run, first person to smoke meth wins. You're taking that easily.
Yeah, I've never thought about that.
Okay, what's the strat right now? If we're sitting here right now,
Oh, I got some WhatsApp numbers.
but
Yeah.
so that's your strategy. You're immediately hitting all the numbers because I'm going out on that road and I'm finding the nearest homeless man I can,
Yeah.
and I'm shaking him down
Just
for some meth.
looting them.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think shaking them down for that would be like the most impossible thing you could possibly do.
Why?
They'd protect that with their fucking
Yeah, they would
everything have.
fight for that.
Yeah, but I'd absolutely dust him off. He's like,
Nah,
they've got nothing to
they've
lose.
Got the meth
They will
strength.
fucking bite
You've
your
seen like
throat.
people run and jump off buildings that are like 6 stories and they just land on their face, get up and run away because they're on meth.
Yeah. Do you remember that fucker in Florida that was on bath salts and ate someone alive? He just
Yeah, and they
ate their
thought he was
face
a
off?
zombie on the
Yeah.
freeway or something.
I remember reading that whenever I was 15, thinking The Walking Dead's real.
Yeah.
Just shit's about to
I was
kick
kind of
off.
hoping that
do
it
you
was real.
think the athletic performance of homeless people on crack is better than a regular athlete.
100%.
That's the thing.
Not
They
on-
should make the
not
Meth
on
Olympics.
crack.
Yeah. They should do like an Olympics that only allows
Well,
PEDs.
imagine if those top flight athletes were on crack. Then
Yeah.
we'd really see peak.
Oh, if
But that would be
LeBron,
great.
if LeBron smoked ice and then went out, he would be superhuman.
You would watch the Olympics a lot sooner if you knew everyone was off their tits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They had to get tested after to prove that they were.
Mate, I was at the Olympics and some of the events were boring. And I was like,
Yeah.
if these two boxers were high on ice, this would be the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mate, give me some meth. I'll smoke those Chinese guys in the diving.
Oh,
Easy.
yeah.
Not even worried about it.
I will fuck up any Asian at ping pong.
You know what sport I can imagine Rufus played? What's that one that they play in Alice in Wonderland where they like hit the little ball through the little thing?
Croquet.
Croquet, yeah.
I was about to say crochet, but that's slightly different. isn't
Knitting.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're a croquet player and like you hit it and then you and your mates like give each other a little like, oh,
Slap on the
Rufus has hit
bum.
a lovely shot there.
Yeah. Right. And then we all take our clothes off.
Smoke meth.
Smoke meth. Right. Let's move on to our next one. Are you a big fan of the Virgin Mary?
Yeah, I like her work.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty familiar with it.
I admit, like, one of the most effective liars of all time.
Yeah.
How she successfully convinced billions of people, all Christians, believe that she, somehow had a baby with.
Not all Christians. I don't believe Protestants do.
Oh, really?
I think that's a big difference between Catholics and Protestants. I was raised Catholic.
Protestants thought she got the wood.
Yeah. Protestants
Yeah.
were seeing sense with this one.
Everyone agrees that Jesus got the wood, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
They put him on the wood. Anyway, the Virgin Mary's back. That's why I asked you.
What?
She's back again,
Where is she?
Florida. Welcome back to our favourite mini segment, American Unintelligence and Floridian news now. 29-year-old Daisy Link is currently being held at a Florida prison for the alleged murder of her husband in 2022. Guess is she probably did it.
Safe to say.
I don't know her that well, but I'm going to say I don't know yet.
She began a romantic relationship with another inmate, Juan De Paz, who's only 23, so she's a prison cougar. 6-year age gap there. Wow.
Kind of.
And obviously, men and women are not allowed to mix in prisons. So they're just speaking. They can only speak to each other through air conditioning vents in the cells. Anyway, they struck up a bit of a sort of rapport, a bit of a relationship, and then the bloke expressed his desire to become a father. So they devised an expert plan to conceive. Basically, what they would do is he would spunk into cling film, then wrap it up like a sort of the worst Christmas present you've ever had, attach it to bed sheets, and then tie them together and feed it through the air conditioning vent into her cell. Quote, I put the semen in saran wrap every day, like 5 times a day for a month straight. So this guy had 150 wanks in a month.
Well, when you're in jail, what the fuck else are you going to do?
I guess so, but I feel like there's a point where you're just blowing out dust. 5 times a day,
Wait,
every
did she
day.
get preggers?
Well, the woman said he would kind of roll the sperm wrap up like a cigarette and then attach it to the bedsheet line we had in the vent, and I would put it through. From there, I placed it inside of the yeast infection applicator. And from there, I administered it into my own vagina. She delivered the baby last June.
Wow, imagine being that little fucking kid.
Worst parents of all time.
Oh, bet smartest. People accidentally get pregnant, and these fuckers have just done that. What's his name? Do they have the name?
They don't have the name.
I bet you it's like Joseph or Jet.
Yeah.
Or
Imagine
like
having to pay.
Jesus.
Imagine having to pay child support to a woman you haven't even shagged.
Oh, mate, that's
He is a bit like Joseph.
that's the word. Imagine like, so...
Who do you reckon's getting custody of that thing?
Well,
Nobody.
It says obviously you can't take care of a baby in prison, so it's being cared for by the family of the mother. But that's the worst. Imagine like, some people, they have traumatic childhoods, broken homes, their dad goes to prison, all this sort of. But he's got both parents in prison. What are you supposed to do with that?
What, are they both in there for murder?
I don't know what the other bloke's in there for. I hope it's not for like nicking a chocolate chip cookie or something.
Yeah, he's in there for like a parking fine.
Yeah.
Fuck, parents of the year.
She definitely murked that her old husband though, and then had a baby with this guy who she's never even met.
It is mental, like the whole Virgin Mary thing. Like she was gaslighting people in like the 1st century.
Yeah.
Imagine coming home from work and your wife was like, "Oh, I just fell pregnant. I promise I wasn't with anyone else." It's such an obvious lie, like a cheating wife would say.
Wait, my ex-wife didn't just fall pregnant.
No, I don't think so. No.
Fuck.
Have you ever? Does it ever worry you that you could have fathered some illegitimate children from your adventures in Australia?
Well, I'd have to have probably had sex for that.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, of course.
So I'm waiting for that.
You're like the Virgin Mary.
Well, yeah.
You fathered a child without ever having sex.
That's like the thing. I sometimes wonder, I'm like, fuck, what if I just get the call one day? Oh, yeah, you got this kid, Brenton, he's 18, and now he fucking wants to see you. I'd be like, what the fuck?
It'd be kind of cool because you've all the raising and all the annoying shit's out of the way.
Yeah, that's probably an ideal situation. What you don't want is like, well, I've got a 6-month-old.
Yeah.
And he looks exactly like you.
Oh, fuck.
And you have to go on one of those TV shows where they reveal it, and then like they're not the father, and he does a backflip in front of the horrified family. Those are my favorite.
How good are kids?
Anyway,
Fuckers.
so apparently the child is a blessing and a miracle baby.
I really want to know the name. Can we get that? Can we find that out?
They didn't
You can't
release that
publish
information.
babies' names.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you can.
I went to school with a murderer.
Whom?
Well, they couldn't publish his name at the time because he was 17. Now you can look it up.
Who was it?
I'm not going to say it on here.
Why? Are you scared he'll come get you?
Well, no, he's locked up for life, but he killed his own grandma, which I've always thought, like, if you're going to kill anyone, don't kill your own grandma. Just kill someone else's.
Wait, did he kill her for money or something?
I don't really know. He was a disturbed child. Like, it didn't surprise me all that much.
Oh, you knew him.
Yeah, he used to be on my lunch table.
What was he like?
Oh, he's fucked up.
Yeah. So you were friends with a fucking murderer at school. That's the quality of that's the desperateness that you had.
Yeah.
Like that, you were that skint for options.
He
had to
hadn't
make friends
murdered
with
anyone.
fucking Ted Bundy.
He hadn't murdered anyone yet.
Yeah, oh my god.
You could see it in his eyes,
signs.
though.
But you know, when the school shootings happen, they always say, "Well, we never thought he would do this. He was always quite like." I knew this.
You
guy
saw
was
it
up to
coming?
something. This guy was.
Hey Darren, what did you do on the weekend? Oh, I just cut the heads off rabbits and house cats.
He was that. He was that sort of guy. Like, it was already concerning.
My next door neighbour, we were playing in between our houses one day. There's like a lane, and we found this huge frog, and we decided, right, we're going to name this. We're going to keep it as a pet. We named it Fred, and 2 seconds after, he got a rock and just started smashing his head in.
That's when I'd stop hanging out with him.
Yeah, he moved shortly after that.
be
I don't
that.
know where he is now. Probably in prison.
Did he go to my school?
Might have done. Yeah.
If I had a kid, I've always thought about this. Like, if the scariest part of having a kid is that, what if they're like possessed? You know what I mean? Like, what if
That is
you
not
wake up,
the main worry.
you make up in the middle of the night, and they're just like standing next to your bed and like,
Yeah.
hello, dads. I'd be like, oh fuck.
That's your main worry.
Yeah.
It's probably 2 or 3, yeah. And also because like
Not like the 18 years of ruined life. You're worried about having a psycho kid.
yeah, and you know what? I'm pretty like everyone's always gives their kids so many chances, and they're like, oh no, I'm going to stick by them. They can get through it. First instance of that, I'm just getting rid of it. I'm taking it to up the woods and just letting them out.
Oh, you're gonna release him into the wild?
Just see you, buddy. Go kill whatever you want in there. Just don't come near me.
Yeah.
I'll give you this George Foreman so you can cook whatever you kill.
Or I'd put him in like a shipping container and send him on his way to somewhere.
Well, like Madagascar. The film.
Yeah.
Where's the place that they have the uncontacted tribes?
North
North
Sentinel.
Sentinel Island. Send
Yeah,
him
North-
there. He'll fucking red up.
Yeah.
He'll love
Mate,
it.
I think he might win.
Yeah.
I bet you if you call your kid Darcy, he's gonna be a little fucker.
Is that just a prick name in Australia?
In Australia, all the little fucking psycho kids are called Darcy.
What's the English equivalent?
And they all have outy belly buttons.
What?
Mate, it's always a Darcy kid
What
with
are
an
you
outy belly.
talking about?
What are you boys rocking? Audi, innit?
Any.
Innie.
I've got an innie as well.
I don't know how you really get an outie because surely they just chop it at the base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you outies are just botched jobs. It's just some guy.
Like, you're not cutting it.
You're
in the
not
middle.
circumcised either, are you?
Not yet.
You're circumcised, aren't you?
No.
Is it Ben that was circumcised?
Yeah, he's a fucking.
Why?
Well, I know.
Mutilation.
Maybe he's got Jewish heritage.
He could do.
I don't think the heritage gives you a circumcision.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You're just born with it.
Have you seen the guy trying to put it back on? There's a guy and he's like trying to get his foreskin back in America.
Did he keep his foreskin?
He's like trying to re-stretch it or something. I don't know.
So it dries out and it's like a hula hoop.
Oh, nice.
After a while, it's like a crisp.
Yeah, I don't think he has it. I'm just he's trying to regrow one because he's like mad that his parents did it to him.
It's not like you can't water it.
No, well that's but he's trying to figure it out and he's American, so he probably will.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I've got it back.
Might go to Turkey for that shit.
I'd
Might
come back with the hairiest knob in existence. My biggest worry is not that I have a psycho child, but just that I'll have like a nerdy kid who's like just a loser.
So you,
like as a child, yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you want him to be? Fucking lacrosse player?
Jock. Yeah.
What are you going to send him to fucking Dallas High School?
Yeah. I'm going to send him to West Eastman.
You want him to be doing the gimpiest rugby initiations possible?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He'd be the
mate, just put him into he's like, I just want to play piano, Dad. And Rufus like, you're going to Arizona, you're joining a frat.
Mate, it's just like, I just don't want him to have a lisp and like Legos.
Can't you just like get rid of lisps? I feel like anyone who has one's lazy and didn't get speech therapy.
Probably. Yeah. But like, not many parents are up for giving your kids weekly elocution lessons.
We fixed Jax on his podcast. You know how he says free? We told him
instead of 3.
Yeah, he says free.
Yeah.
And like,
that's just him being an illiterate prick.
That's a British.
It's not a lisp.
That's
he's just
a common British thing.
He just doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, well, I was like, say 3 free things, and he's like free things, and then we taught him, and now he's just resorted back to his old ways. But for a moment there, we did teach him how to not be a dumber.
He also just like replicates whoever's accent he's next to. We had a black person on, then he started saying like "in it, bruv" for the next 20 minutes.
He's a chameleon.
He always does. He talks about it though. He admits. He said he's trying to stop because he was worried about going into lockdown. And,
is he still doing his 90-day? Is that done?
I haven't heard from it in about 86 days.
I saw him in McDonald's on day 2. So
mate, yes, same in Brighton.
Right. Speaking of teaching, in a very America-heavy episode. An Oklahoma teacher was arrested this week after play fighting with one of her students and then giving the child a broken collarbone.
I thought you were going to say blowy.
Which one's worse?
Collarbone.
If I'm the kid, it's the collarbone. But like, if I'm the teacher, giving a kid a blowy is definitely worse than giving a kid a broken collarbone.
Have you thought about giving many kids blowies?
No, but I've given a lot of kids a broken collarbone.
Yeah, fuck.
There she is.
Oh my God.
Her and LaChunda look like the most devastating tag team.
She looks like The Rock.
She looks like the security guard at my local Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
She looks like most bouncers.
If you put one of those, like, you know, the big
that's a prison mugshot, isn't it?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not from the year.
Well, that's not a fucking teacher ID photo.
No.
You don't want to hear her entrance music in a Royal Rumble. You'd be running the other way.
She's 41 as well. So, I mean, black don't crack. She looks about 21.
Yeah. Teacher arrested after middle schoolers suffer broken.
She looks like a 21-year-old man.
But to be fair, that like I bet you the kid was a little fucking loser dork and just was.
I think she was coming for everyone though.
Tombstone pile driver just happened to be the one that.
Well, this what happened. She challenged the child to a scrap during 5th period science, and police clarified that basically it starts out with just 2 kids fighting, and then everyone basically piled in, including the teacher.
See, that she shouldn't be punished for that. She should be fucking promoted to principal.
And then they had lunch, and they came back for 7th period social studies, and another scrum broke out. Some students filmed it, which provides this crucial evidence. Multiple students detail the teacher body slamming a child and pushing down another. She then put a student in a hold, taking him to a ground, while another student jumped on her back. So it is like basically WrestleMania.
Sounds like Godzilla.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just fucking flinging shit.
Help!
The victim came towards Kira Smith and tapped her on the arm. She turned and grabbed him, lifting him off the ground, slammed him to the ground, causing him to snap his collarbone. He was on the ground in pain, asking for help. The defendant comes over and stands on top of him, raises both her arms up, looks down at him, and says loudly, "Anybody else?" She's throwing down the gauntlet, bro. She's coming for the belt.
Oh, that's iconic.
I'm surprised she didn't attempt like an elbow drop off.
There'd be a video on Twitter. I've seen a few videos on Twitter of teachers just punching the fuck out of kids.
Do you think her versus Deji is like a scrap for the ages, bro?
Oh, she cleans Deji's clock.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Misfit boxing thing?
I saw Deji just miraculously knock someone out.
I saw him like punch the air and someone just do a backflip onto the ground.
We're coming on to that. That's in the sports segment for today.
Oh, nice. We'll get there then.
We will absolutely get there. 15 minutes later, the child's mother, who worked at the school, found out what happened to her son. So she came into the classroom. He was still on the ground in agony and crying. Meanwhile, Kira Smith was just sitting at her desk saying he was fine. It's later revealed that she had a previous sexual battery charge from 2018.
Of course.
After credit carding another teacher, quote, between the vagina and rectum.
What does that mean? Like punching them like that?
No, like...
This is how your Apple Pay works, isn't it? You saw you pay for a Big Mac like that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I credit card the reader with my vagina and rectum.
I was going to say, you look at that mugshot, whatever she's on trial for, she did that.
Yeah,
she did it.
yeah.
But the fact is, she basically fondled the gooch of another teacher 6 years ago. She tickled someone's taint, and she's still in employment at this school. So, yeah.
The fact that she just put the child in an absolute fucking spliff, called on the next challenger, and then got back to work as the child's lying there on the
Righto, fucking open your textbooks now.
It's
Kids
kind
just
of
said,
badass.
Yeah.
How old were they? Like 12?
I think they were younger.
I think they were about... It was year 4, wasn't it? So it was like...
Yeah. And in fairness there, the
9 or
child
10.
did try to sneak up on her.
Yeah, and she's about it. You know where she's from. She's from Oklahoma. So
gonna
she's
feel the
fucking...
wrath.
She's feeling that tap, and she's getting flashbacks. So she's just fucking thinking first. Acting first, thinking later.
I'm actually on her side now, the more I think about it.
Yeah, I bet she was a little dumbass kid called Darcy with an outy belly button, and he just deserved it.
Little rat. Dead.
Are there many Darcys in Oklahoma, do you reckon?
I don't know.
The most
I
surprising
imagine
thing-
there's a lot of people with outy belly buttons. I can't lie.
I think the most surprising thing about this is that her name's Kira Smith.
Facts. Her name looks like it would be like...
Chunda.
It does look... She does look like she's a linebacker in the NFL, and her name's like Damari Hoskins or something.
Yeah.
My fucking line manager at ITV in Belfast was called Kira Smith, and she did not look like this.
Did she put you in an armbar?
Smith has to be like one of the worst last names.
It's
just
like,
so
It's like
common.
the most common.
It's like the most just like last name there is.
Muhammad's the most common forename, isn't it?
So by that logic, there's more Mohammed Smiths than anywhere else in the world.
I can't really see that.
Wait, is Smith number one?
Smith's number 1.
God.
In England.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be in Australia as well.
How many Smiths do you know, though? Because
Steve Smith.
I know none.
Yeah.
Sam Smith.
Smith's Toy Store.
Smith's Toy Store.
Smith
Mm.
from Bundalong.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You're from Ireland, you dumbass.
You know what that is, Rufus?
No.
Can't be that good at geography, you big dumb idiot.
Bundalong. Bundalong sounds like a place I'd like to go. Anyway, let's move on to our sports segment now, Snatch of the Day. And Deji has cemented his legacy as the greatest athlete of all time after becoming the second boxer ever to knock someone out without punching them after Muhammad Ali in 1965. The difference between Deji and Ali, why I think Deji is the better boxer, is because he has less career losses and more subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that Deji fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was actually like a fuck you to the world.
What's Deji's record now? Is it 3-4?
It's no, it's 4 wins and 3 losses.
4
Surely
3.
Deji
So
doesn't.
he's almost undefeated.
Surely he doesn't need to be doing this.
Yeah.
Surely he doesn't need to be. That's what I think about all the
Mate,
influencer boxers.
He's come a long way from try not to laugh with Marina Joyce to boxing actual Floyd Mayweather.
That's one thing Muhammad Ali can't say. He never dated Marina Joyce.
Yeah, and he never got 10 legends in a pack either.
True. He also didn't know all the finishing moves in Tekken.
Yeah,
Who the fuck did Deji fight?
I have no idea.
he fought this random like guy from Dubai or something. I've never heard. The other guy's record is 0-6, by the way.
Oh my god, why are these things happening in the world?
I think there's a genuine argument that Deji has had more cultural impact than Muhammad Ali. Like, not even. I'm not even trying to joke.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Like, I think more people have listened to Deji's voice than those Muhammad Ali quotes.
No. Everyone knows float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, but what about don't make it gay? You looked at me.
I don't even know that. And I grew up.
What about suck your mum?
Yeah, but that's a
common
common one.
Yeah.
No one goes suck your mum. That's Deji. That's
Right.
just England.
Do another Muhammad Ali quote. Because I'm full of Deji bangers.
He's got Oh, well, I can't think of him off the top of my head. You're putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
He's got a really iconic speech before.
What did he say whenever he started dodging conscription?
Before he fought what's his name? Was it George Foreman? He had it was like the biggest fight ever, and everyone thought he was going to lose, and he had the best speech ever, and then he won.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, well, that's true. He does.
Plus, he wasn't raised with the wisdom of Yinka Olatunji.
Facts.
You should go. You should put on your story. Deji is more culturally relevant than Muhammad Ali.
I took a poll. Of course, my audience voted for Deji.
Well, yeah.
I just think without fear, there cannot be achievement or whatever it is. That's not as good as, hey guys, it's Comedy Shorts Gamer here.
Great impression.
That was great. Who do you want? Who would you want if you could see any two people in the world box? Who would it be?
Oh, what a question.
Deji and KSI.
I would.
Harvey Price has to be one of them.
Harvey Price. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a great
I
shout.
feel like his strength would be fucking massive. Like he would. I don't know who his opponent would be though.
Hasbulla versus The Rock.
Hasbulla versus Harvey Price.
Hasbulla versus Harvey Price is great.
Yeah.
No, mine actually would be like. It's got to be someone I dislike.
Oh, really? I was going to do it for the glory of the sport and just pick two people who I think would be amazing.
Yeah.
Can I pick like Prime Mike Tyson versus Prime? I mean, imagine if you actually got like different boxers in their prime.
Prime Mike Tyson versus who?
Muhammad Ali.
No,
It's too obvious.
no, Deji.
Deji.
Deji versus like not 60-year-old Mike Tyson. Like
Two Dejis versus Prime Mike Tyson.
it wouldn't even be close, bro.
The best boxing quotes of all time is that interview that we spoke about a while ago where Mike Tyson just repeatedly threatened to fuck his opponent in the ass.
No, yeah, and when he said that he'll eat the guy's kids.
He's got more memorable quotes.
Speaking of being fucked in the arse, let's move on to our other sports story from the UFC this time. And UFC strawweight Luana Pinheiro is still recovering from her last fight, which took place earlier this month, aside from the normal bumps and bruises associated with entering the octagon, which is also what I call it every time I have sex.
That's what I call my cock.
What, the octagon?
Yeah.
You have some problems. I do a ring walk every time. I do a ring walk of my bedroom.
What's your entrance music?
Really put me on the spot here.
Yeah, you need a second to think about that.
It's a Punjabi MC.
I was once in a club in Melbourne and I didn't know it was India night, and everyone in there was Indian, and that when that came on, it was like fucking Travis Scott just walked into the building. It was like
It would be like that.
ding, and they were like, whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the people say it's stereotypical, but Indian people actually love that tune.
Yeah, I love it.
That's actually the lyrics.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
I hope so.
No, I absolutely nailed that.
Yeah.
All my Indians out there, the 4 Indians who watch this.
Who's your favourite Indian?
Oh,
Great Khali.
Is he Indian?
who?
The Great Khali.
WWE superstar.
Don't.
I was going to
say
say Vic Star.
I was thinking Vic Star too, but Great Khali,
Yeah,
Vic
but-
Star would be a good fight.
Who has more Fortnite dubs?
Vic Star. You mean fucking Calvin Harris?
The most disappointed I've ever been is whenever there was rumours that he was going to be DJing our summer party and he was a no-show.
Ugh.
So we just had some random guy instead. Yeah.
I'd love to hear what he plays.
Just that song on
He
repeat.
does do that one.
What? Ding ding ding.
Yeah, he does. It's that and like Alan Walker tunes from 2015, right?
Faded on repeat.
Yeah. Anyway, UFC strawweight Luana Pinheiro caught a, quote, devastating elbow to the anus after the bell. It left her with a limp and weeks later still having trouble sitting down.
This would be my finishing move, I think.
Yeah, so she had this to say about it. If you're gonna strike the anus, you keep it on the cheeks and before the bell. I've always said that. That's my philosophy as well. You You start dropping elbows on the anus and after the bell, you can only view that as dirty and disrespectful.
It would be dirty anyway, yeah.
It would be, and it's pretty disrespectful. She didn't say she didn't like it though.
Yeah.
Some people are into that.
Did you ever see the video of the fella, he's swimming in like a pond and there's a girl behind him with his ball bag on a rope? And he's just like swimming around completely naked.
No, I must have missed that one.
I seen this on Twitter a while ago.
Twitter's a horrible fucking place.
Yeah.
Is she swimming him like a fish?
Yeah, it's basically like a BDSM thing where she's like the mistress and she's just taking him for a swim and she's got tied to his ball bag like she's fucking walking her dog.
Wait, is he being dragged behind her like a banana boat?
No. He's not moving. He's just swimming in the spot.
What the fuck are you watching?
Twitter's a weird place.
This girl I went to uni with, she took one of the lecturers to a BDSM night and walks him around on a leash.
Fuck, it's
Like a dog.
kind of class.
Some weird shit happens in the world.
Yeah.
That
Like,
one's
seriously fucking weird shit.
That one's hilarious though. I don't know why that's so funny. It reminded me of Johnny English when he drags that boulder with his balls in the monastery. Which I feel like that reference is probably lost on you, Liam.
Yeah.
And he's too busy checking his phone.
Sorry, I'm just fucking organising the other podcast I'm going on today.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What podcast?
Radio Raymond.
Oh, nice.
Same sort of thing.
Radio Raymond.
Raymond.
What the fuck is it? Is that a real thing?
That could be your name, I think.
It's not a real thing.
Yeah.
Rufus is the preppiest name there is.
Any name could be anyone.
Yeah, I feel like Raymond Rice doesn't really change it.
I feel like you could be a
We've
Daryl.
We've had one. We've had one
Have you?
in the family before.
What, a Daryl?
No, Raymond. It goes back as a tradition. Richard.
Are your parents like fucking Stan Lee? Does everyone's name have alliteration?
Yeah. My sister's called Roxana.
She's
What's
not.
your parents called?
Richard and Sam. But in fairness, she wasn't part of the family
Yeah,
before.
true.
Wait, are they actually all RRs?
Yeah, Ronald.
Reagan?
It's his dad.
Ronald Reagan was his dad.
Ronald Reagan.
That explains a lot.
What the fuck?
You do look like the son of a disgraced politician.
Do I?
Yeah.
I do look like you and Blair, actually, so that would...
What are you going to call your son?
Ringo.
Rick?
Don't laugh at this.
Rango.
Rutherford.
What the fuck?
That has to be a place. That's not a name.
Rutherford.
Rutherford.
That sounds like Rutherglen.
Yeah.
There's loads of people called Rutherford.
Pretty sure Arctic
Rutherford.
Monkeys are from there.
There's loads of people called Rutherford.
I'll give you some friendly advice.
Like Greg Rutherford.
If you don't want your kid to be a fucking dork loser, don't call him Rutherford.
What would you shorten it to? Because you can't do Ford, then the alliteration's lost. So you're just going to call him
Brothers.
Ruthers?
Brothers.
Brothers Rice.
Oh my god. Just call him fucking
Michael or something.
Rope.
Wow, that was good.
Rope Rice.
1 million
What if you have a
followers for
daughter?
that. Rapunzel?
Do you not feel like whenever there's too much alliteration, it kind of sounds like a porn star name?
So you guys like the Kardashians?
Kind of?
Yeah, same format.
I could just change my name to Dick Dowling.
And my mum also changed genders. No, that's not how it works, is it? He used to be a man.
How
your
good,
mum?
how good that Trump won the election?
Yeah, I've
Were
always
your
said-
rents rapped about it?
Have I rapped about it?
No, were your parents rapped about it?
Is that good or bad?
Well, I don't, were they happy about
What's
it?
rapped?
Rapped is happy. Like,
I thought that was angry.
No.
no, I'm rapped. Like, oh, fuck, yeah.
No, they weren't. Because my...
Fucking woke PC left
I
bullshit.
don't think the news has even got to Ireland yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They find it's like Instagram Reels Ireland. News just gets there a year later.
Yeah.
I actually am bad. I get all my
Wait
news
until
on
you guys
TikTok.
find out about 9/11. It's going to be crazy.
Sounds mental.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Anyway, that girl got punched in the anus. Let's move on to your ranker, where today we're ranking our top 3 Australians of all time. We thought this was an appropriate category, given that we have an Australian on today. Local category. Liam, you're number 3. He can't remember.
I wrote them down. Sorry, I needed to... Ooh, I've got 3, but they were in no particular order, and now I don't know which order I want them in. I'll go number 3 is my former swimming coach and boss, Tap. His name's Tap. He was Chinese, and he spent 18 months in jail for pedophilia.
So he's not actually Australian?
Well, he's kind of Australian.
Oh, right.
He's been there.
He's been to Australia.
Yeah.
He's been in through the Australian law
He's living
system.
up to his name because he tapped that as well.
Mate, he fucking taught me how to swim, and then I worked for him as a lifeguard, and then he went to jail for touching kids.
He didn't
and my mum
fancy
still
either.
doesn't Well, I don't know. Thinking back, I'm like, fuck, maybe I did.
Yeah.
My mum won't believe it either. She's like, no, I just don't believe it. I'm like, well, the jury believed it.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, Tap. Shout out to Tap, and his name's Tap, and he's owned a swimming pool, and it was a shocker.
hilarious.
It was in like the hood in Lavie, and it was like an indoor pool, and it was fuck. And he was like the worst. We had to put chlorine in the pool when like a kid would shit in the pool, but like we didn't measure it or have like safety masks, which is like
right,
so illegal. So we're just chucking chlorine in the pool. Like
So you just,
the whole place
you just
would
turned it
stink.
into basically acid.
Yeah, mate, it was fucked.
It sounds like you lived the most stereotypical Australian life of all time.
That's stereotypical.
Yeah, like working as a lifeguard at the beach.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. It was an indoor swimming pool in Lavington.
Where is Lavington?
I want to see if I can get a photo up online actually of this pool because it is horrible.
I'm imagining.
Google it and bring it up.
I'm imagining a
Search
sort of.
GT Aquatics Lavington, like GT. I don't know if it's still called that. I don't think it is because he got done, huh?
New South Wales.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there we go.
Oh, we got a picture of him. Oh, that's epic.
Is that Tom?
Yeah.
He looks too nice to be a real nonce.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that face in forever. He was actually a good coach at the time, to be fair. Zoom in. There was that pool, and it was like 1,000,000 degrees in there. This is this is what I had to deal with.
It looks so shit.
Mate, it was hot. That pool there was only the kid pool. That was like 45 centimeters deep, and then the other pool was like the training pool, and it was 25 meters long, but it was only like 1 meter at the deep end, so you couldn't even do anything there. And I had to train there for like 5 years.
That's the kid's pool.
Yeah.
That explains why he's fucking floating around.
He always used to just walk around in Speedos and thongs, and it would just be like... he walked around.
This is funny because this.
Oh wait, thongs mean sandals, don't
Yeah.
they? I think
This-
you meant like in a...
This article is from before he got next because there's actually talking about the expansion of his business.
Yeah, and then it all went fucking cock up.
Okay, well
That's my number 3.
cool.
Tap.
Aidan, your number 3.
My number 3 is Mark Viduka.
Who
It
the
was just... How the fuck do you not know this? He was an absolute
The
fucking
footballer.
bagsman, yeah. I think he had like won every other game.
What,
He played
soccer?
for
So
Celtic.
you picked an Australian footballer and you didn't pick Tim Cahill.
Be patient.
You've got just picked 3 footballers, haven't you?
2 footballers.
Those are the only Australian people you know.
Yeah, well, one other.
Okay.
Actually, no, Tim Cahill didn't make the cut. I switched him out last minute.
What is that? That's an
But
awful thing.
everyone thinks Tim Cahill. Mark Viduka scored a goal every other game. He captained Australia in the 2006 World Cup. He's also somehow cousins with Luka Modric, who is a Croatian. You know that?
Yeah, everyone in Australia is Greek or Croatian.
Yeah.
So,
Not me.
or that Chinese guy who you picked the top 3 Australians.
Mark Viduka is a legend.
All right, my number 3, Shane Warne.
Yeah, shout out to Shane Warne, rip.
He had to be
His kids are nice.
on this list. One of the greatest cricketers of all time, and also married Elizabeth Hurley. I think that's mainly what I'm picking him for. The fact that he was mad on the sesh.
He had a nightclub in his basement in Australia in Melbourne in his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen this man.
He had a nightclub in his base. He bowls leg spin, and he married an international film star.
I met his daughter once, Summer Warne. She was nice. And then I had a lot of mutual friends with Jackson Warne.
He in that photo, he's kind of been done dirty there because he has the most lesbian haircut I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's Warney in his prime. That third picture with the flowing hair. That's when he in his playing days.
This looks like just your average man in Essex.
Yeah, it
But
does.
that looks like a fuckboy, like.
Well, that's the man Elizabeth Hurley married.
Yeah. He looks like Homelander. God rest him.
Mate, fucking Ed Sheeran performed at his funeral.
Really?
In like this packed MCG, which holds
That's
like
a weird thing.
100,000
I didn't
people.
have Warney as a.
They were mates.
Ed Sheeran fan.
Because Ed was a cricket fan.
I guess. And also, he got briefly banned from the game for accepting gambling money, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really the biggest cricket fan. I think it's all pretty shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want my number 2? Fuck. All right, number 2. I have Ivan Milat. You heard of him?
No idea.
He definitely killed someone.
He was a serial killer. He's our most famous serial killer in
Okay.
the Bangalow State Forest or something. There he is. Yeah, that's who Wolf Creek's after.
He's a cheerful chap, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know he was dead. What the fuck? Yeah, no, he killed like hundreds of fucking backpackers in this forest.
It's the people you never expect.
He's the first person you expect.
I don't know. That picture of him in the hat holding the shotgun is pretty.
I just think Ivan Milat is the hardest serial killer name ever.
Yeah,
Really?
it's pretty cool.
Ivan Milat.
What, you think it's better than the Night Stalker?
No, but like
You think it's better than Richard Rodriguez?
yeah, that sucks.
That's just a bit of alliteration. That's your bias for the double
Yeah,
Rs.
that's just he loves it. No, Ivan Milat's such a unique one. Yeah, I'm having him up there because he's Wolf Creek was after him. You seen that?
No.
So you guys,
I've almost
fake Aussies.
no Australian cultural references.
I like his mustache there in the early days.
How many people? What's his KD?
Can you get his body count up?
Yeah, let's see the stats. I think the stats will really put into context the greatness of his career. I don't think googling kill count will help.
Ray William Johnson just
7+. This fella shit.
That's
no,
rubbish.
he did way more than that.
To be fair, it does say plus.
That could be 400.
It could be infinity.
No, he Ray William Johnson. You know him on TikTok, the guy who does like the
Ray
AI.
William Johnson.
Yeah, the goat. He just did a video on him. So if you're interested, go watch that.
Yeah, we'll give it a watch.
He fucking killed so many people.
So was he just like taking them to the outback and shooting them in the forest?
So he would pick up hitchhikers like Germans and shit. He'd just pick them up and then drive them into the forest and just stab them to death.
Okay, cool.
And there's currently a Byron Bay butcher.
That's a better name.
There's an active serial killer, and it's like 107 women victims that could be.
It's kind of exciting, the fact that he hasn't been caught.
And
107 is almost world record pace.
Yeah, it's like, but this is like could and might be linked to this person, and they're still at large. They have no idea who it is.
You see, if you were a serial killer though, and you went down, you knew you were doing a life sentence anyway, you would just claim all the murders. You want to get your record up as high as possible.
Oh fuck! I should have done Chopper Reed instead of Ivan Milat.
Who's Chopper Reed?
He's our most famous fucking serial killer. He's the GOAT, and everyone loved him because he'd only kill bad guys, and he just would like admit to it. And he was like, the safest place to live's next to me, because if anyone like breaks into your house, I'll kill him. And he had this famous interview before he died because he was like terminally ill, so that he just like admitted to all of his murders, and he like told the stories of them and shit. And he's like such a funny, likable dude that everyone like kind of loved him.
How many people do you think he killed?
There's movies about him. I don't know.
Is this just the mark of a serial killer?
There's a movie called Chopper.
He does have the exact same tash as Milat.
Inspired by Milat.
Yeah, all right, I'm changing mine from Ivan Milat to Chopper Reed because that's a great name.
That's a worthy, great name as well.
And he was a legend.
Aidan, number 2.
My number 2 is Sassy the Sasquatch from the Big Les show.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Have you ever watched this?
Nope.
Basically a drug addicted Sasquatch.
And he loves gear.
He does.
And he's funny. He goes, "What are you talking about?"
He does. That's his catchphrase. And him and the boys smoked a joint from a volcano.
Yeah, the volcano
That's
bong.
fucking unbelievable.
It's so that's culture, and he's like an icon. He made that in high school on his laptop. It's like the most famous.
What's his name? Jared something Wright or something? Is it?
Yeah, Jared Wright.
Jared Wright. Yeah.
I'm aware of the premise.
Yeah.
But I watched like 5 minutes of it and I was like, this isn't.
Well, you got to. It sucks at
fucking
the start
loved it.
because he made it on Paint.
Yeah, he still makes it in paint, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's bringing it back. But he's like he's like an Aussie icon because he made it in school in class. And
Why didn't you just pick that guy instead of the Sasquatch?
No, because the Sasquatch is mine.
Nah, Sassy's the best character.
Yeah.
Can we get a photo up of that fucker? It's funny because he made it in school and
I'm
everyone
imagining
watched it in school.
A sort of mentally disabled regular show.
Oh yeah, it's
it is exactly that.
fucked.
Yeah.
What are you
That's
talking about?
whenever he talked about going back to meet the dinosaurs, I think.
He's
He's got his own spin-off show now. That's it. Sassy the Sasquatch. Look at those fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that. I can't remember his name, but it's like him and Mike, isn't it?
Mike, yeah, Mike's hilarious.
Brilliant. Well, that's
Nice. Who's yours? Who's your unexciting one?
Margot Robbie.
Cop out.
Moving on. Your number 1.
She,
No words required.
mate, so she dated a guy who I played footy, like I played footy for this club in Melbourne, and she dated him and like broke up with him on Valentine's Day, and he was like, she told the story on Jimmy Fallon. He was just some guy that we knew because they dated when back in the day.
That's a hard one to come back
No,
from.
mate.
I only picked her because of like the life-changing experience of watching Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, that was up there. Number 1, Ben Cousins. You heard of him?
Is that not your flatmate?
Nah, that's Ben Christopher. Ben Cousins was called the Prince of Perth because he was he won the in the AFL. He was the best player in the AFL because he won the Brownlow medal, which is it's kind of like the MVP of the league. And he was like, mate, look up Ben Cousins. I would launch into as much drugs as possible. There's a little speech that he has because he had a documentary about it. He got such his life tattooed across the stomach, and he was like the best footy player, but he was like smoking meth and shit. And like now,
wait, so he was smoking meth while he was playing?
Yeah, you need to watch the interview.
He looks like a Casa Amor entry into Love Island.
Mate, he was. Yeah, just search the top one.
The two-part documentary.
And he was like the best player in the fucking comp.
And snorting cocaine. He admits to using drugs from the age of 17 and says it quickly became his obsession.
Ready?
I was going to absolutely annihilate and launch into as much drugs as I could.
But so the whole quote is he was like, for whatever training block it was, like if it was a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever, I would like train like harder than anyone ever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, the only thing that got me through was knowing at the end of that training block, I was going to launch into and annihilate as much drugs as I could. And then he has another famous quote. It's like, whenever I was on the sesh, he's like, I knew that day 2 was better than day 1 and day 3 is better than day 2. And he's just like, there's this documentary about him being fucked.
Pretty inspirational.
And he's so,
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. It's real sad though, because he's now just like, I fucking.
It's funny in like your 20s.
So he still does the crack now.
Well, he's on and off it, but he's like, he was still like, because he was so good.
Did they derail his career in the end? The drugs? Or was he always good?
Yeah, no, it did. He could have done a lot better, but he was like, he won a premiership, he like won a Brownlow, and he was like so young and like good looking, and everyone loved him, and he was just this icon who was just addicted to meth.
Yeah.
Nice. Ben Cousins.
My number one, and this is probably the most basic answer, but Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
Mate, if he was better, he wouldn't have died to that stingray.
I binge watched like every episode of that show at like 4 a.m. during lockdown, and some of the shit that he got up to. Like there was an episode where a Komodo dragon bit him on the foot and it broke its tooth on his boot. So he was down like petting the dragon, apologizing for its tooth.
Hey, that's the sort of mindset that gets you killed.
Man, remember when he was on that talk show and the snake was biting his neck? He's like, yep, he's biting my neck.
Yeah.
That hurts a little bit. And
absolute mentalist. You have to respect that.
Imagine him and the River Monsters guy became fucking mates.
Yeah, that would have been an inevitable like link up.
That would have been.
Yeah,
I wanted to see him on Deadly 60.
Yeah,
him and Backshots.
Steve Backshots.
Steve Backshots doing business.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
My number one, Corey Worthington.
Goat. Yeah, he's up there. We got so many icons.
I'm surprised he's not in your top 3. You know Corey Worthington?
I don't.
He's the guy that threw the best house party of all time.
Oh shit!
They made a film about it.
They made Project X after it.
Oh, was that what that's after?
Yeah.
I remember seeing this.
Loosely.
Look at this motherfucker.
And then he has that famous mate. Now my sister met him at this like, it was some like brand thing or something, and she met him. She said he was so weird because he's still like this guy, but he's like 40.
So if anyone who doesn't know, he threw a normal size house party while his parents were out of town. He invited all his friends and he said, mate, don't worry about it. More the merrier. Invite all your friends. And they invited all their friends and they told everybody else to invite all their friends. Except this time, everybody actually showed up. So he had like 5,000 people?
It was something nuts and like
turn up to his residential home.
Yeah, and they like he was like 16, and then he went on the news the next day and like, so why don't you take off your glasses and apologize to the families whose houses you've ruined? He's like, I'll say sorry, but I'm not taking off my glasses. and then she was like, why? And he's like, because they're famous. And then she was like, do you have any advice for young kids who are thinking of doing something dumb like you did? Like, do you have anything to tell them? And he's like, yeah, don't do it. Get me to do it for you.
So he did that. Obviously, the whole street got smashed up. It totally got out of hand. It inspired the epic film Project X.
What a movie.
And also, I know some Aussies who make a podcast and they wanted to get him on as a guest.
Yeah.
So they asked the manager, you know how much money he asked for?
10 grand.
$25,000.
Look what he looks like now.
This happened in like 2007.
Is that Machine Gun Kelly?
He does look like Machine Gun Kelly.
Mate.
You can really tell he's just clinging on to the glory days.
He must be on OnlyFans. He must be.
He really is. Nah, I think that's him. I don't know if they're different people.
That's the same guy. That's the same
He's
guy.
got vampire teeth now.
Yeah.
God, he really never did anything. I was going to say Egg Boy was my honourable mention. He like
You
egged
have
this.
to explain who Egg Boy is.
Search Egg Boy, like Aussie Egg Senator or whatever they're called.
Boy who had gained worldwide.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting it to have that accent.
Has spoken out for the first time since the incident. Will Connolly, or Egg Boy as he is now popularly known, spoke to an Australian TV news channel and said that his
Surely just get the video part of where it happens if they've got that.
Yeah, it's got to be that. It's got to be that hump, surely.
The most played.
After that tragedy in Christchurch, I thought the world should be supporting all those victims with love, giving them love and passion.
I think he means compassion, but never mind.
He's an idiot.
A divisive hate speech, blaming the victims for the attack.
This is like the worst person at your school.
Yeah, it's like
disgusted.
this is the Australian Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the video though, it's great.
See if it changed my mind, as you know, I'm a pretty forgiving person, and in my mind,
He's taking the piss.
I wanted to forgive him, but
Oh, here we go. That it's
then
that.
he
I got
started
there.
saying some more things which I'm not gonna egg him.
Will also said that he after he was filmed breaking an egg on the senator's head.
Yeah, because everyone hated that senator for saying some shit, and then he did that, and they started fighting. And then he became everyone knew he was 17. He would go into clubs and pubs and shit, and they would like let him in. Everyone would get him drinks and shit.
He really got him as well. He was right next to him.
And there was the video of his POV, and then he just gets smacked.
I like the fact that the senator hit him back though.
Yeah.
Them would kind of be hesitant.
Egg Boy's up there. We got some icons.
So shout out to Egg Boy. Hope you're doing well. Let's move on to questionable now. This is our audience interaction segment where we ask you a juicy question and then we react to the best responses. This week we've asked you, what is the most embarrassing thing you've done to impress someone? Here's what you said. As a teenager, I attempted a backflip off a wall to impress some girls in the year above. This has never worked, but if you're a teenager now, no teenage girl is impressed by a backflip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did used to think though, like if you jumped off like a really high wall and like stuck the landing, they would be gushing for you.
Well, do you think teenage girls' like number one thing is parkour?
It's up there. Yeah.
At the time, I had a broken collarbone from playing rugby. I got body slammed by that teacher.
I had a broken collarbone from fighting my teacher.
I proceeded to completely... Unfortunately, he did say yeet myself off said wall in an act of sheer unatheism. I'm not sure that's what he meant, but that's what he wrote. I then broke my other collarbone in 3 places.
Fucking oath.
Didn't get with any of them.
I used to think as well, there was a tree in our primary school and I thought the higher I climbed up it, there was a point of like no return that no one ever tried to climb past because it just got dangerous. I remember thinking if I get to that point, every woman's going to want me. Didn't happen, it just fell.
It's funny the things that guys convince themselves girls like. It's like when you go to a club in first year and you haven't been clubbing loads. So you think, if I know all the words to every song, every girl in here is going to fancy me.
Yeah, that's a big one actually.
But I don't think girls actually care.
Yeah.
But like every guy is trying to nail the lyrics.
I remember learning how to fucking do the SpongeBob dance.
Well, you've got to do it right now.
Yeah, I know, and like the fucking shuffling, you know that one.
Shuffling, yeah.
Go on.
I can't do it now. I got a bad back.
You can do a bit of seated SpongeBob dance for the.
Can I just send in a video after the fact that you can play on screen of me doing it? Because
do it.
I can't really do it here.
Why?
Because you can't see my legs. And
Oh, we've got a wide camera.
We've
got a leg.
We've got a wide camera.
We've got a wide camera.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't. Fuck you, can't. I would do it. But
What about the shuffle?
no, well, that's hard.
That's even harder,
I want to be able to hit it properly. I got to be wearing socks on like a fucking and like sliding when you're in a hall when you're at a school dance and you would run and slide.
Oh, mate, that's the best.
Yeah.
That was the shit.
Oh, the best one. Whenever you're at a birthday party and you were one of the few people that got up on the side of the bouncy castle, and everyone else was just on the floor looking up at you, waiting their turn.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Do you know the sides where people would climb up and sit on it?
No.
Right, you get me.
I know what the sentence means, but I don't think that I've ever seen.
That must be something that they were doing in 2005 when AIDS was 15.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Yeah. Happy 39th birthday, by the way. I baked a Victoria sponge cake myself, then delivered it to the restaurant before a birthday meal for a girl I just started seeing. And he's put in brackets here, Nancy, I know. Yep, it is. You said it yourself. It then came out, and she and her friends asked to see the dessert menu instead.
I'd fucking blow myself up.
When I said happy birthday and went in for a peck on the cheek, she pulled away, mortified.
Oh, God.
That was pretty rock bottom. And he made a cake.
That's so shit.
I gave her a foot massage. That's the first problem.
Gave her a right hook.
I put her in an arm bar. I gave her a foot massage. Turned out she was abnormally ticklish and she pissed herself.
That's great.
I don't know what's wrong with this one.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Also, how is it the embarrassing thing you've done to impress someone? If we're already at foot massage, I feel like you've done the hard work.
Yeah, that's pretty much sex.
The heavy lifting is over.
Yeah.
I quoted Kanye during sex.
Which quote?
I said, I love your titties because they can prove I can focus on 2 things at once.
Pretty hard quote.
You need to fucking check yourself into a mental hospital.
She cringed once she instantly realised I was an incel. The self-awareness, at least there's self-awareness in that one.
I thought it was going to be one of his more recent quotes.
I started bawling my eyes out after sex. Why?
What's like the worst Kanye lyric you could say? Probably something from Family Business. But
I love my kids. I don't know. I don't know much. I don't.
Well,
know
that bit from Violent Crimes where he talks about how he doesn't want his daughter to develop breasts.
That's an odd thing to say.
That would probably be the best one.
Yeah.
Miss Westy. Banger.
That was good.
What's the worst thing you can say during a shag?
Someone else's names are pretty big.
I hate it when they always say help. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, that was a joke.
I was speaking to this girl whose dad died. Could be your sister, maybe. I did the rational thing by telling her I had a dead brother. I then had to keep this lie up for 6 months.
Oh, was it a lie? That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You've been keeping your lie up for like 11 years.
I hope, yeah. Well, mine's not a lie. He's fucking in Mexico. I've said this last app. You just keep prying it open. I'm telling you, I don't know where he is.
It's a long flight to Mexico, so
yeah, and it must be pretty fucking enjoyable.
He might have had like a layover or something. He's still on the way.
When did he go to Mexico?
2015.
Oh, mate, that's only 9 years.
Yeah, I know.
He's probably just still in the air.
Be back any second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic about it.
Hopefully, you'll bring back some presents.
I wonder if anyone's ever lied to me and said they've got a dead relative that didn't. It's like, oh, fuck, that sucks. Yeah, I know the feeling. And I'm like, really? Like, yeah, my dad's also dead. Oh, okay.
They've got pictures with their pictures of the family Christmas on their Facebook, and they've got one. They lied to you. Anyway,
your dad was in the IRA, wasn't he?
Yeah, leader.
Nice.
I'm technically by law meant to go one day, take up the reins.
Yeah.
Of the IRA?
Yeah, fight for the freedom of our people. You wouldn't get it.
Right, okay.
You're who we're fighting.
He's part
against.
of the Mexican division now.
Yeah, I think he just got a transfer.
He got reassigned.
Yeah.
The Mexican IRA are pretty big right now.
Yeah.
Mexican IRA. Up the run, Nigel.
After cricket games, many of us take a communal shower. What? I played loads of cricket. We didn't do that.
Hello.
We did that in footy.
Yeah, football would have had like communal showers. And
it was like, this is the most backwards thing ever. It was like gay if you didn't get naked.
Yeah, I get you.
You're not getting your cock out? Gay?
On one sunny day, one individual, so probably him, I'm guessing, realised he had a lot of excess foreskin attached to his below average piece. Looking to impress the other members in the changing room, possibly compensating for said small piece, he starts putting random items in his cricket bag up his foreskin to see what can fit. This started with 5p coins, then it was pieces of gum. This was a sight for the first few weeks, but it became boring after a while. In an attempt to impress everyone further, he started increasing the size of the objects, graduating to 50p coins, and then even attempting multiple £2. His limit was found. Blood and screams echo throughout the changing room.
Oh.
What's the
as a foreskin
what's the
owner
biggest
myself,
coin you could get under your foreskin?
I don't reckon I've got it. I've got fuck all. I don't reckon I could get anything.
5p is the smallest one.
I don't even know what size that is. I'm going to say like a Skittle would be the max.
Oh, 5p is smaller than a Skittle.
Yeah.
That magician you met, did he put a Tic Tac under his bell end, or was it just his eyelid?
I did ask him to do that.
Oh,
In
did
the
you?
toilets, I was genuinely like, can you do that with your foreskin? And he was like, I guess you could. But he just gets it out of his eye.
I hate when people flip their eyelids in and out.
Oh, yeah, because everyone just does all the time.
Well, kids, it was always the Darcys of the world. Who
Yeah,
fucking
that's
did
true.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing to impress women.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Not well.
Pokemon t-shirt.
Really? Go figure.
I also had a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I thought showing them.
I
Like
used to do duels on the bus. I loved
Jills on the bus.
Yu-Gi-Oh battles were goated.
Yeah. Did you have one of the decks?
I didn't bring it to school. I wasn't that gay.
And a lightsaber was like my sidearm. I never had any of those things.
Bro, you're
Not
you
the
were
school.
You were like equipping things in real life.
Have my
You had
inventory.
you have an inventory, bro. Yeah. Next one. I fell off a balcony while she was Titanicking me.
What, drawing him? Oh,
No, no.
doing the thing.
Hold and then he just fell head first.
That sounds like a sex move, like the Eiffel Tower.
The Titanic.
Yeah, what would that be though?
Well, you got to go down at some point.
Oh, there's a new sex move unlocked.
What is it?
I was Urban Dictionarying them to start, because we do a random fact at the start of our pod now.
Okay.
And you've heard of the Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's the double helix, which is like the Eiffel Tower with another person, so it's a H.
Ah.
What?
Yeah, it's
Hang on.
kind of hard to...
But the Eiffel Tower is already a hitch.
No, the Eiffel Tower is a triangle.
I thought it was an A.
Yeah, like an A, yeah.
It's an A frame.
Yeah, whereas just search Urban Dictionary double helix.
The H, I'm really having trouble picturing it.
It's kind of like, yeah, well, I was as well, and it's hard to explain.
Where does the other person go?
Like lays on the back of the... Yeah, here we go. That's not it. Search double helix sex position.
It should be down here. Yeah, I'll go sex position.
Oh, there it is. It's the second.
Oh, yeah, here we go. You can read this out if you want.
Okay, Urban Dictionary. Double helix. A sex position derived from the infamous Eiffel Tower, in which two males and two females engage in sexual intercourse. It is identical to the original Eiffel Tower, except that the second girl is face down, with her legs resting on the shoulders of one guy, and her arms supporting her on the back of the other girl. This girl has her minge eaten out while she makes out with the other guy. And the girl below her blows one guy. Well,
It's a tough one to wrap your head around, but once you learn it, it's a funny looking thing.
Yeah. I have to Google
I'm struggling to see. Also, thank you, Bill Clinton, for sending that in.
How about the quote? Definitely, Kyle. I'll make out with Grace and fuck Gabriel. You eat out Grace and get blown by Gabriel. It's going to be fucking legendary.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Spencer, do you want to come hit the double helix with Gabriel and Grace tonight?
The quotes are always the best.
Yeah, they're the funniest part. Bill Clinton.
Thanks. December 27, 2013, so it's not a new thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
People have been double helixing for 11 years.
4 dislikes. Someone's read that and they're like, that's not the original double helix. But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd just drop some wisdom on you.
I appreciate that.
Last one, questionable. I moved to Australia from India. Mate, you what did you assume that? That's a W.
Yeah.
To Australia, yeah. Surely that's a better quality of life.
Sneeze.
Because now you don't even have to live in India. Just the one?
Yeah.
Vibration.
I hit him pretty hard. two might rupture something. I fucking hate that whenever I'm on here.
Your eyes have gone red.
I always fucking have to like turn to read this,
Yeah.
and I get a sore rib.
You don't have to read anything else the rest of the episode.
Well, can you just put a mirror there for future guests?
Oh.
Here we go.
Shalom, my brother. Oh, would you look at that? It's Tap from prison.
Oh, put him onto me.
He's just fathered a child by spunking in some cling film and sending it through a vent.
And that is what we call a callback.
That is a callback. Okay, thank you. Well, I've just had some breaking news in down the wire from our Australian correspondent Tim Tam in Portsea. This is today's news. Today, of course, being the 17th of December, 1967. Australian Prime Minister and 1966 NBA dunk contest winner Harold Holt has gone missing after heading for a dip in the sea this morning. Many think he simply got swept away like my mate Josh at Wet and Wild when he refused to wear a life jacket because he thought it was gay. But other people think there might be deeper conspiracies.
Ooh, pun.
Oh, I
Nice.
didn't even realise.
Deeper. It might be in deeper waters.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, something might be afoot.
There are some suggestions that Harold was a dirty, dirty minge wizard, as he refused to take his bodyguard on holiday, supposedly so he could have extramarital affairs with the locals in secret. Mm-hmm. He actually previously refused to have any security at all before a sniper shattered his office window last year. Apparently, he also had a low-key morphine habit, describing it as a tasty treat. He had a well-documented love of spearfishing. I'm not sure if this is a euphemism for shagging a particularly toothy or fragrant woman or not. Mm-hmm. But apparently, on this day, he's gone out for a spot of spearfishing with some friends, but got detached from the group and disappeared like prime Amelia Earhart. What do we think happened to him?
Well, I know what happened to him because I'm Australian.
Oh, yeah?
You've got the secrets.
Chinese spies. They stole him. Chinese government.
Tap.
Tap the fucking motherfucker.
He got it.
No, that was a big thing. It's like the Chinese spies or whatever. The Chinese government stole him or something shit like that.
So was he a spy?
He went swimming by himself
Yeah.
and disappeared. And it's pretty impossible at that beach to just disappear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been to Portsea a lot. It's
Was he
great.
not at Ben's birthday on Saturday?
Was Harold Holt there?
Yeah. He not make
Yeah,
it?
yeah, he was there.
Right.
What kind of improv game was that?
Just assuming all
I'll just give
Australians
it- give
know each
it-
Oh,
other.
sorry. Yes, and
Give him an easy toss-up, I don't
no, yeah,
Yeah, he was at my mate's
they named
birthday.
they opened a swimming pool. It's called the Harold Holt Swimming Facility.
That's kind of ironic.
Yeah, it's great. That's how little Australia cares about anything. Is that the fucking Prime Minister went missing and no one cared. They're like, oh well, he's gone, disappeared, never found his body, never did anything.
People do think that he was picked up by a Chinese submarine after going underwater.
Yeah.
And then they just submarined him all the way back to Beijing.
Submarines might be my biggest fear.
No, they're not.
Yeah, bruh.
When are you ever encountering a submarine ever?
The War Memorial in Canberra, I went and did the little, like, you go on a simulation. I was like, this is the worst thing that could happen to you.
So you didn't actually go on it?
So your biggest fear is going in a submarine?
Yeah, I don't want to go on one.
Well, it's good that nobody ever has to do that.
Yeah. I know, but like, that's just my fear of actually having to go do it.
Right.
Because
You're safe.
Some people have to sometimes go in them.
Yeah, but those people, they sign up for it. It's not like a lottery.
I think he's trying to get me to go on his fucking submarine.
Here's some other conspiracies.
The moon landing.
He's been assassinated.
9/11.
No, about this.
Oh.
And also, neither of those have happened yet. So we need to keep that in
Oh,
mind.
sorry. Yeah, the moon landing was July 1969.
Yeah, so that was after this.
That was...
Like-
Oh!
1967 this happened.
Oh.
He's been assassinated by the CIA because he intended to withdraw Oz troops from Vietnam. What do you think?
What's Vietnam?
Yeah.
Another conspiracy?
And
sorry, you mean the best time of my fucking life and I wish I could go back?
yeah.
No, yeah.
It's pretty peak, like...
I'm pretty hell-bent on the Chinese. Stole him.
Okay. You don't think it's suicide because his wife found out he was having an affair?
No, and I think that you might have a connection with him because you both got those names that are like the Rufus Rice, Harold Holtz.
Yeah.
You guys are all in fucking cahoots.
I'd like to think that he swam underwater and then like he shot the side of the submarine with the spearfishing equipment and then he like grappled in.
What if he just was a fish man? He had gills. He's just like, fuck this, I'm going back down.
Or like Jar Jar Binks.
Well, I was thinking like Aquaman just goes back down.
Oh, you think there's a whole other world under there?
Yeah.
Full of Chinese spies?
Atlantis?
Yeah.
He's just living down there.
Yeah. Well,
It's Atlantis.
He wanted that fish puss. That fush. You know what I'm trying to get at. Just pretend I made a good one.
And on that note, we'd like to end it there. Thank you so much once again coming on, Liam. It's been a pleasure to have you. We won't delete this episode.
I guarantee
make
it'll
sure
end up getting deleted somehow.
Make sure you check out Liam across the platforms. He's also part of Nan's Favourites. They've had a podcast. I've been on it. So make sure you check that out. And make sure you also get use your weenus and hold it in the correct position to tap the mouse to the subscribe button for our YouTube channel so Aidan can get his bonus and finally get that life-saving surgery he so desperately needs. Otherwise, he might not be around much longer. Anyway, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Rufus and AIDS and the people of the Rufus Radio podcast. I had a great time.
Perfect. Lovely stuff.